I guess Black lives do not matter. That's kind of what they've told us time and time and time again. So it's I don't think many people were shocked at the Breonna Taylor the decision where the Attorney General today, not the Attorney General, District Attorney today came out and said for the three cops who went to the wrong house. We talked about this before. Went to the wrong house, kicking in the door. The boyfriend thinks somebody breaking in. He busts off shots as anybody would. And then they loaded up the place with 20 shots, 6 shots, and kill her while she was sleeping. And for that, so literally just sleeping while black. That's how she got killed. And the district attorney come out and say that, basically none of those officers got charged with anything for killing her. None of them. One of them got charged for shooting recklessly into the neighbor's apartment. But for actually murdering this woman in her sleep, wrong apartment, all that, no charges whatsoever. And I think the charge that the one cop got, like wanton endangerment, I guess him just start firing off into the wrong place. Right. And, I didn't hurt anybody in that other apartment.
You're not allowed to shoot at a suspect without actually have them in line of sight.
But for the one that they murdered, absolutely no charges. So with us having a police officer with us here tonight, I don't have a specific question. Let me get your take on what happened, on the incident itself that led to her murder. Or her death, if you don't consider it a murder, or, and the decision to not charge anybody with killing her. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, a lot of people don't realize that the laws it's about what's on the book, how it's written, how it's interpreted by judges and all of this. And these things are different from state to state. So what could be posed as illegal here where's that in Kentucky might not be considered illegal there, right? So
it's not illegal to kill people sleeping in Kentucky?
Well, according to the district attorney today, I guess not.
I guess so. All right, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off. Go on.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, it was because I even had to write a paper on it for school. All of the facts have not been released, right? In my opinion, we keep getting. It was a no-knock warrant, and then there was they did knock, and neighbors heard them knocking and announcing themselves. Well, which one is it? Because that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And then she was not named in the warrant, and now it's yes, she was named in the warrant. Then it was her boyfriend, who was already arrested earlier that day by the agency, who was the person that they were looking for, was already in custody. And then it came back, no, it wasn't, that had nothing to do with it. So I think before we can make any judgments for ourselves, we need all the facts, and all the facts have not been released to the public.
I got enough facts. She's dead.
But I think that was what the district attorney's job was, to find the facts and then determine from there, the guilty parties.
Yeah.
Right, and I agree with that, but the facts haven't been released to us. Like, what happened? What exactly happened? We don't know.
The beginning and the end of that was when that hush money was taken a couple weeks ago.
The $12 million settlement.
Yeah, that was $12 million. That was bribe money. Now, the facts aren't going to be released because it'll be a shitstorm. Because if those officers are actually charged, then we have to look at the judge that signed the warrant.
Right.
After that, it's basically a trail on down. So they don't want to open that
Heads
up.
will roll. Correct.
Yeah, they don't want to open that up. So that's why, we already basically knew what the outcome was going to be. It's not surprising at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at the outcome either, but wantonly endangerment. I never heard of that. I don't even know what that is.
I mean, it's like it's like they have to reach at the bottom of the law book for we can't just do nothing.
The bottom of the barrel, man.
Yeah, so like me, when I on social media, in a group chat with my friends, and when it just came out, all I saw was one officer indicted. I was like, yes, I didn't think there would be anything. But like the more I hear about it, I'm like, this is absolutely nothing. And then I thought at least the wanted endangerment was for shooting her. But then to find out that her name wasn't even mentioned
right.
in that indictment. It's for shooting in the neighbor's apartment. I'm like, it's like clear as day that her life did not matter.
Didn't matter.
And here's the thing now. Some people may have thought that since it's a black district attorney, then he would understand the plight, right? But you know what? This district attorney, like I say, all kinfolk ain't skinfolk, right? If you, not the fact that he's a Republican, but the fact that he was a Republican in the midst of this case, where they're looking for an indictment, where these Black Lives Matter protests are going on, and people are looking towards him. And we know, and throughout the Republican National Convention, they're diminishing and minimizing and demonizing, the whole Black Lives Matter movement. And who do they have to come be one of their keynote speakers? The same district attorney. So he is up there speaking at the Republican National Conference. So you think about, so for somebody like him, right? That's the kind of person that is. He has aspirations beyond being a district attorney.
Of course.
Right? I mean, Mitch McConnell was at this wedding, all this stuff. So you can't put your black ass out there and come and charge police. That would be the end of your career. So based on all that, I'm like, nothing going to come off this. But it just, man, it really, really sucks. I mean, I saw this guy on TV earlier. This Jason Johnson. He's a professor at Morgan State University, and he's a regular on MSNBC. And they're interviewing him, and he's like, I really didn't come on here today to, give some passionate speech because I'm tired of doing that. But it's like, but the more I think about it, I just got more and more pissed off, right? If you just imagine, it's like, we're not safe anywhere. This woman was at home in her bed sleeping. So you can't do that. Ahmaud Arbery, this man was just jogging. Botham Jean up there in Dallas, sitting at home eating ice cream. So it's like we just feel so many threats coming from all these different angles. And, as we've mentioned on here several times, accountability, like there is none. There are no consequences. So the people who, so many things went wrong here. Yes, we may not know 100% of the facts. I've heard enough facts to kind of, draw my conclusion, which I guess that's not how things run. But, we know that they, the person that they were looking for,
it ended badly.
Things went bad. So for that to result in no consequences is a big ass slap in the face. Right.
I mean, for me, I think that if you were going to charge one officer with one thing, you should have charged them all with the same thing. How you indict one and don't indict the others when everybody did the same thing. They entered, they shot everybody. So because only one shot in the neighbors. So the neighbor is the only one, I guess, only one shot over there. But for the actual murder.
You're forgetting that their original report had no injuries in them.
Oh, really?
The report they released had no injuries on there. Even though she was there, they had no injuries on there. So it's very, very clear what direction they wanted to go in. Mm-hmm. Very, very clear.
So,
even with that, even with the no injuries, so even if they wasn't going to charge them with murder, which murder is very, very, very hard to prosecute, right? So even if they wasn't going to charge him with murder,
manslaughter,
at the very least, y'all knew that she was injured and y'all didn't get her any medical attention. That's reckless.
Yeah.
That's intentional. That's knowingly. I mean, everything was met right there for that.
Yeah, and I heard like she was alive like 20 minutes after the injuries. You know what I mean? It's with all these things that have gone wrong. Just listen to some attorney friends of mine talking. It's like that it just lists all these possible charges. If not murder, here are all these lists of other charges. And for there not to be a single charge in her death, that's somebody who just didn't want to charge. He did not want to charge her. So Daniel Cameron, that's the name of this podcast district attorney. Things come back to people.
Now the city is on fire. I think 2 officers have been shot. I mean, it's going to get really, really bad.
That happened tonight?
Yes, 2 officers were shot downtown. The city is on fire. People are just setting fires all over the city. It's really
on
bad.
the news right now.
Yeah.
So, Michelle Thomas says, actually, no justice. This was my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky. It is based on a Commonwealth government. They set their own bias laws.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right.
Money is more important than Black lives.
Yeah, she also says that as well.
That's funny.
Buxton says, "Oh boy, is Uncle Tom."
Yeah, in cases like that, the civil part of it should always come last. They should never rule in any civil. Giving out money before prosecution.
We discussed that, and we're in a topic on here. I think last week or the week before. It's like, is it hush money? Like before the ruling came. So it's like we all knew what was going to happen. For one, with the civil, here's $12 million, runway, they did that. And then the beginning of this week, the governor of Kentucky calls a state of emergency, like before the decision was made. For it. Oh, yeah. You not call a state of emergency for a celebration.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So
put up, clear the courthouse, all that, yeah.
So, I've been watching news because I've been on here with you knuckleheads. But, I fully expected rioting. This doesn't solve anything. We all know that. But you can't push and push and push a people only so much before things explode. Right? So, And another part of the frustration that the guy I was watching on TV earlier today was saying, he was like, the way that this is going to be portrayed is that these are Black Lives Matter people acting up. He's like the people who are like really protesting, marching with signs and registering voters and all that. It's like they're there in the daytime. They're there in the daytime and like 7, 8 o'clock they go home. And then the people who have no interest in anything but causing trouble. Many of them don't even live there. Then they come out, and then things pop off. But then people go to look at it and say, that's what Black Lives Matter, and try and minimize the entire movement, and like it has no purpose because all they're doing is rioting and looting. When in reality, the people who really want to do the work to make a change, they're at home sleep. They're watching CNN by this time. So. And man, I'm so tired of talking about this. Desiree, get your people together.
Right.
Get your people together.
One more question.
Go on.
Do you think something like this will happen again?
We'll probably wake up in the morning and there'll be something in the news like similar to it. Yes.
Look, like we've said,
accountability.
From George Floyd to Jacob Blake. I mean, every week is a new name, a new hashtag that we have to remember. Because
and those are only the ones that hit the media. It's not
exactly. Yeah. No. Think of the people who that we don't know about, right? Body cameras. That these people didn't even have on their body camera. It's like they are just immune from anything. Like it doesn't matter. Like aren't you supposed to have on your body? It's not optional. It's not you turn it on when you want to. When you want to take a selfie or something, you're taking it. you should have to have it on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's we need you to be police chief. We need you to make some changes.
Aww.
We need you to, you know, I mean, you are the one good one.
Thank you.
I won't say they're good ones. You are the one apple. The rest of them are rotten apple.